Hello everyone, this is Patrick and I thought I'd share with you a video of the Ring Bible in action. Here you can see my bag setup page. I've set up my various accounts. I've got 3 particular accounts that I use and I've set up the various bags that I'm interested in. And so let's go ahead and go to the single club calculator sheet. So here's the sheet that I'll be demonstrating. One quick Excel tip, I like to minimize the ribbon here so it gives me more space on the spreadsheet. I can simply double click on the menu bar here, which will decrease that, which gives me more space down here, especially when you're dealing with a lot of potential ring movement. Okay, let's take a look at this first video. So in this first video, I'm using my Dwig SC account. So let's go ahead and change the bag to one of my Dwig SC ones. We happen to be using a Falcon 7, which I've got here. And now let's take a look at the stats we've got. So it's a 14.3 mile an hour wind. I've got a Titan ball, which is a power 3. And for this particular shot, I used a 10% elevation. So we'll do a power 3 ball, 10% elevation, and the wind was 14.3. So now that I have that set up, let's go ahead and continue watching the video. So here you'll see, I'm going to get into max position, and then I'm going to count down from max position. Let me pause that right there. So you'll notice I set myself up so I can easily count rings. So here you'll see I've come down right now 8 rings and I'm pushing myself. There we go. So I came down 8 rings. I'm going to rewind that a little bit so you guys can see that. So here, how did I know it's 8 rings? So here I'm starting here. Each of these is basically a ring that I'm counting. The yellow counts as 2 rings. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the middle, 6, 7, and then 8 to that blue area. Let's take a look at that. You can see I've ended right here, right basically where that blue ring is, which is the 8th ring. And now I'm getting myself in position and setting my spins. Okay, with that done, I'm going to take my next adjustment. So if I come over to my ring chart and I come down to 8 rings, and as you remember, I pulled down from maximum position. So that means that if I were using Notebook, I'd put 89% slider in Notebook, but the Ring Bible already has the rings to adjust right here for me, which is 11.14 rings. That rounds down to 11.1. Because it's a 0.14, maybe you want to do a little bit of a heavier 0.1 pull, but basically you want to pull about 11.1 rings. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here I set up, trying to get myself to a straight pull. And here's the first part of the pull. There's 1.1 rings right there. So I started at the beginning of the red and went just outside the red to get to the 1.1. And now I'm going to finish this with 10 more rings right here. So that's a total of 11.1 rings. Do my best to center the ball and hit perfect. And with using the Ring Bible, we get an eagle. Okay, here's another example, also pulling from the max position. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay, this particular account, I'm using a thorn. I'm using a power 5 ball, and for this particular hole, I was using a 15% elevation. So let's go ahead and change these. So that was a 14.2 wind. I used a power 5 ball and 15% elevation. In this case, I was using a different bag, so let's go ahead and change that. And here we have my Thorn 9 now. So let's see what's going on in this particular example. So here you'll see I'm going to set myself up in max position. I'm going to pull down, and this is going to be a little bit of a sloppy pull, but there's 10 rings right there. There's another 10 rings, so we're up to 20. Okay, and here we get to 25 rings, and then I start pushing it up. There's 24. Still not happy with where it's at, so I push up. There's 23, and I'm going to push a little more. 22. So it's about 22 rings right there. And then I set my spins. Let me pause that right there. So at 22 rings, let's come back to the Ring Bible. So if I scroll down a little bit from maximum position, it says I should pull 8.16 rings. That rounds to 8.2. So let's go ahead and keep watching the video. And so now I do my best to set up for a straight pull. And there's 8.2 rings. That was a little quick. Let's rewind that a little bit so you can see. Okay, and right, boom, 8.2 rings. And if I can hit perfect while using the ring Bible, we get a boom. So these are a couple examples of showing the ring Bible in action. As I get more examples, I'll be happy to post them. Talk to you guys soon.